texting with home. My home is spread all over now, right now. My daughter, Shoei, is in Washington, D.C. with her 8th grade trip. So part of my home is there. But most of my home, if that's where your heart is back in Franklin, Tennessee. Particularly my bride, Mary Beth, and thankful for the tour coming to an end. We have spent a lot of this, kind of the last couple of months away. In fact, Valentine's Day, our 30th Valentine's Day this year that we celebrated. And I was, thankfully, I believe it was the Holy Spirit that spoke to me around February the 8th and said, look at your calendar. You're not going to be home on February 14th. So prepare ye ahead of time. See, that's how I know it was the Holy Spirit, because there was a ye thrown in there. No, just kidding. But I'm convinced the Lord was helping remind me, because it was just this sort of thought, and I thought, yes, I should take care of that ahead of time. So we did get to spend time together and had our dinner and our little time on February 12th to kind of celebrate Valentine's. This is our coming up on, we were dating our first Valentine's Day, so we are coming up on our 30th wedding anniversary in October, so a few months away. But I got that one. I will not. I am preparing. I was even thinking ahead today of some things that I'm kind of planning. So, because that's kind of a big one, big number, and we're very excited. Our journey together has been amazing. These 30 years, just it's hard to believe it's been that long. And I know some of you are thinking, how could you have been married 30 years? You know, you look so young, because that's what you were thinking, I'm sure. And it's because I'm from Kentucky, and we get married when we're like 12, 13. That's very not good, but that's, no, actually, I met my wife in college. We met, a lot of you know this, but we met at our mailbox. We're kind of by way of sharing a mailbox together, because alphabetically, you know, they assign students to a mailbox. And so I was sharing a mailbox with Mary Beth Chapman. Her maiden name, her last name was Chapman before we got married. And again, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, you're from Kentucky. That's not unusual. But she was not my cousin, I'll have you know. She was from Ohio. And so, but our journey together has been so much more wonderful than we imagined, even though we thought, gosh, this is going to be so amazing and wonderful, and yet it has been so much more painful and harder. It's just hard, you know, marriage, and I believe it is why, you know, God invited us into this amazing, wonderful mystery as the greatest place ever in the life of a human being, and we will, all of this stuff will be exposed to show us how much we need God and how not okay we are. And there's nobody that can expose that, I think, like that person that you spend your life with. And yet, the beauty of God's heart that is revealed as well. So, obviously, you know, my wife and our journey together, a lot of songs have come from our journey. In fact, her life and our marriage is woven into all of the songs, I think, in some way. But there are a few that are specific, and this is one. It's a new song that I wrote for her that's on my newest recording. And, you know, I feel like of all the songs I could sit tonight or stand up here and sing about and try to encourage you to know God is faithful and God is really keeps his promises. It would be songs like this, because, again, there's no other way I could sit here before you and still sing songs about my wife. Everything that can attack and come against the marriage we've experienced, we're not immune from that, and particularly 6 years ago when Maria went to be with Jesus, and some of you know the weight of that, because I know I've talked to some of you before tonight, the grief and the toll that takes. And through the years, my wife and I, you know, the marriage books, the conferences, the marriage counselors, we've been to many of them over the years, just trying to learn how to love each other better and figure out, you know, how to not be so messed up in some ways. And all of that coming back over and over again to just what God tells us, that love bears all things, love believes all things, love hopes all things, love never fails, love doesn't quit. And I'm so thankful God has been faithful to honor his word in our lives. And because of that, because the prayers of so many people, many of you, for us and my family, I can sing these songs to my wife. And this is one that's really special, called Together. And that is me with the mullet that Josh was talking about earlier tonight. Here we stand and here we are, with all our wounds and battle scars, from all the storms and all the wars we've weathered. Together, we had no way of knowing when we started way back there, and then how the road would twist and turn and bend. We just knew we belonged together. And if it wasn't for God's mercy and his grace, there's no way we would be standing in this place. But because he has been faithful every step along the way, because he has been faithful every step along the way. Here we are, together.